Who's Wanda Wordhead, you say? You mean to tell me that you've never heard of her? Well, she's related to Goldilocks. You know, the one with the bears in the porridge. Ring any bell? Well, Wanda inherited her curiosity. This is a story how that curiosity got her into trouble, but also helped her to find some great books. Be warned, though, this story includes crashing bookshelves, mistreated books, and frightening bookworms. Our story begins here.
Cha-ching,
said Wanda Wordhead with victory in her voice. She had just made a big sale, and now she moved on to the next house. You see, Wanda was a word scout, and she was on a mission to sell enough words for to win the grand prize, a 9,000-page dictionary. She walked up to another door, and Ralphabet answered. When Wanda asked him to buy her last 2 words, he refused with the excuse of being broke.
Sorry, Wanda, business is low, and I'm on a tight budget right now. Maybe later.
But Ralph, I only need to sell 2 more words to get the newest dictionary, please.
But it was no use. Ralph wouldn't be buying any words today.
Okay, fine, but you knew anywhere else I could go where people might buy words from me?
Asked Wanda in despair.
Actually, I do know someone who might be willing to buy your last couple of words. Head down the Kennedy Trail, take a left, and then go straight for a little while. They live in a pretty large bookhouse on Library Lane.
Thanks, Ralph. Thanks a lot.
Wanda started off down the road again. When she turned left, she found a very strange sight. It was a house with a book lying on top that acted as the roof. She was positive she would make a sale here. She darted to the house, and because she wanted to make her last sale quickly, she rapped, banged, and pounded on the door, waiting for someone to answer her. No one came to the door, so after waiting a while, she became so impatient that she kicked the door. Much to her surprise, the door burst open and revealed an old-fashioned home library. Her foot throbbed in pain, so she limped over to the nearest seat, which happened to be a paisley couch. Beside her lay a stack of books. She picked up the first one, called The Tale of Never-Ending Stories. It was so long, it was in multiple books. She flipped to the end of the first book and saw the words, "To be continued," in book 4, 5, 6. It went all the way to book 121. She knew this book was way too long for her, so she put it down. The next book was called The Amazing Half-Page Book. This was obviously way too short. She had finished the whole thing only in a few seconds. The last book in the stack was named The Book of Just Right Pages. Wanda curled up in a comfy chair and read an extraordinary story about a flying donkey. She loved every page. While reading the book, Wanda had worked up quite an appetite. She put the bookmarks back in any old place and walked into the kitchen. On top of a stack of books, she found a cookie. She grabbed it in the first book in the stack. The title was Baby's First Picture Book. It had pictures of bottles and diapers and barely any words. It was way too easy for a wordhead. The next book was the Book of Rocket Science, which was so difficult that it made her head spin. Unlike the first 2 books, the last one was just right for her. It was titled The Tale of the Invisible Dude. She knew it was perfect because the words in the book weren't too hard and she completely understood the story. When Wanda had finished her book, she bounded up the stairs, leaving cookie crumbs stuck in the bindings, but she didn't care. She was way too eager to explore the rest of the house. She walked into a bedroom with several bookshelves. In the bedroom there were 3 beds, one with a book on each of them. She walked to the first bed and examined the book. It was called How to Write a Paragraph. When she read the back, she let out a yawn of boredom, and she moved on to the next bed. The book in this bed was titled The Big Monster Man, which was so scary. She leaped to the next bed. She landed right on the book named The Boy Who Started the 5th Grade Food Fight, which was so good she almost immediately drifted off into sweet dreams of flying food, making her dream bubble extremely messy. At exactly that time, the occupants of the bookhouse, the bookworms, arrived home from their family word search, which they came home to misplaced bookmarks, crumbs, and the bindings of misplaced books.
Oh no! This is terrible.
Good golly.
They went into the kitchen and followed Wanda's cookie crumb trail to the stairs into her bedroom. They found Wanda sleeping in the bed, but Wanda was a very light sleeper, and she heard them come into the room. She opened her eyes and saw the 3 bookworms standing in front of her. Wanda was so alarmed, she jumped out of bed, grabbed her basket, and dashed through the cluster of bookworms, down the stairs and out the oak front door. While she was rushing around, her wicker basket bumped into the set of shelves and knocked them over. One by one, the shelves fell like dominoes. In all the commotion, Wanda didn't even notice that the last 2 words that she needed to spell had fallen out of her basket. The words landed right in front of the confused bookworms. The 2 words were...
The end.